We did a military boot camp. He made me carry this cricket. It was dead. Teammate, she came over and she held my hand. Obviously, that's a very extreme way to do team bonding.
That's fascinating. How much of an impact do you think that plays a role into actual objective performance?
That's what we need to do to win. I can't have confidence in someone I don't trust.
How is that built?
Team bonding, like, hey, let's go out to eat together. Like, love goes along with trust and confidence too. A lot of that should be on the players rather than the coaches.
How do you think is the best way for a coach to build trust within a team?
The head coach, and I saw it. I saw the process. She was like, I have full confidence in my team. And I was like, that's something that I would want to be a part of.
So like when you statistically should not have confidence, what are your strategies for that? What do you do?
I think this is honestly a great question. Everyone has bad games.
This is why I really like doing podcasts. I'm like, I never thought about that before.
Yeah.
Welcome to the All Mental Podcast for athletes, where we do a deep dive into the mental strategies so that you can be able to gain a competitive edge in any sport that you play. I'm your host, Charles, and while I am a licensed therapist, it's only for informational and educational purposes only. This is not a substitute for your own individual therapy. If you do need a therapist, please do find one inside your area. From IMG Academy to Davis Elkins and now to Wheeling University, Division II basketball, Sophia Toscano, welcome to the All Mental Podcast for athletes. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good. I'm excited. So we never touched about this topic before on the podcast, talking about team confidence. I talked about it a little bit from Danny from Stonehill College and a coaching perspective, but to be able to talk about it from an athlete perspective, and I think basketball is a perfect sport to do it with. So team confidence, but then also individual confidence as well. And then that even too is from a different perspective. So this podcast is fascinating for me. I'm excited to dive on and get right on into it. So as far as team confidence goes, I think the overall question really is, how much of an impact do you think that plays a role into actual objective performance?
I think with team confidence, the biggest thing is trust. If you don't trust your teammates, how are you going to have confidence in your team? So what I like to do is I like to get to know all my teammates, and then I'm like, hey, like, whether you like it or not, like, we trust each other. We have to trust each other, because that's the only way you're going to see results. So I really
Mm.
look at team confidence more of trusting my teammates than like having confidence in them. Like, hey, you're going to take that shot. You might not make it, but I'm trusting you that it's a good shot,
Mm.
that you thought that was the right shot. So that's a great shot.
Does it go hand in hand, like you trust and therefore you have confidence, or is it you
Yeah.
trust first and then the confidence builds, or does it?
No, I think that trust goes with confidence. Like, if I can't have confidence in someone I don't trust, so I trust all my teammates. Therefore, I can have the confidence in my teammates. Hey, you're going to get done what you need to get done on the court and
Mm.
off the court.
How does that play a role into actual playing? Let's say, you're taking the ball up the court, right?
Mhm.
How does that actually look like? Like both on offense and defense? Because basketball is fascinating because it's fluent, like
Right.
you're on, it's not like a game like football or, other different sports where it's, yeah, on this side of the field we're offense, on that side of the field is defense.
Yeah.
Offense goes on at one time and then we all come off and defense comes on at one time. Like you're all in it
Yeah.
together, both doing offense and defense. So how
Yeah.
does that actually look? Like you can run me through like a play or
Yeah.
a sequence. How does that actually look?
So, like, for a defensive point, if we're running like a man, I think the biggest thing is like, if I get beat or if they like, if I miss a step or I get something's wrong, like, I need to trust that my teammate's gonna have my back. So like, she'll rotate and then I can rotate, and then from there we all can rotate, because that's kind of like defensive principles in basketball is rotate, 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 rotate. So like, if we were running a zone like a 2-3, I need to make sure, like, okay, if the area I'm in, if the ball swings, I need to make sure that my teammate gets to the ball and then I get to the space where I need to be so that the ball can't penetrate the middle.
Okay, and then on offense, how does that look?
Yeah, so offense is, it's funny because in basketball I feel like everyone thinks of it as like an offensive game. So
hmm
they're like, oh, this person's gonna score 20 points, this person's gonna score 12, like, she's gonna be the highest scorer, this, that, and the third. But really, I think it's like, look, I trust my teammate to score 20 points because that's what we need to do to win. It's not
Mm.
she's selfish and she needs 20 points. I trust her to get 20 points. I have confidence in her that she's gonna help us win. And it's more of like an us rather than like a me.
So they're like also understanding people's roles where someone might be like
Mhm.
you're a scorer, or
Mhm.
depending on the opponent, if you know that, hey, like this is this person's hot spot, which
Right.
also for the team that we're facing, like that's their defensive weak spot. So we're going to take
Mhm.
advantage of that. So
Yeah.
is it looking at the roles that people play per game, and then also this person's a great shooter from the
Yeah.
corner, so that's what we want to be able to hit, and that's like where the trust comes from, with the
Yeah.
overall goal to win.
The trusting goes with the confidence part. Like, I've seen her make those shots 500. I've seen her make 500 shots a day. I've seen her make 500
Mm.
threes a day. I trust her. If I pass her the ball in the wing, that she's going to make that. I have the confidence that she's going to make that shot.
And then, like you mentioned, winning too, because I mean, obviously the goal is to be able to win. So,
Oh,
do
for
you feel
sure.
like that plays a role into it as far as if your team's winning? Does that? I feel like there's three different aspects of confidence. You have the individual confidence, so your own confidence, and then you have your confidence inside the team, and then you have the team's overall
Hmm.
confidence as like whatever that is, whether people say culture, whatever the words might be. Do you think how do you think winning impacts that? Like if a team is winning a lot, how does it impact the team confidence and its ability to be able to perform? Or if a team is losing a lot, like what do you think that plays a role into things?
Yeah. So, I mean, for a team that's losing a lot, I feel like it's having the confidence in each other that, hey, like, we need to rile each other up and we need to get back. We need to get our win again because like we're losing and we can't be
Mm,
losing, you know? And I feel like that's a mindset is
mm,
to like be like, "Hey, like something's not working, so we need to fix what's not working." And I need to have the confidence in me as you need to have the confidence like in yourself, you know? And like that just goes with having confidence as a team.
yeah. Do you think that still goes back to trust, or do you think that goes from like a different like how do you end up building that back up? And does it more of a do you
Yeah,
dive deeper into a trust bit or do you go somewhere else with it?
I think it's a trust thing. I really think confidence and trust go along together. I really
Mm,
think that's like if I have trust in my teammate, I have confidence in them. So, you know, I think that might just be like, hey, like maybe I pull one of my teammates aside. I'm like, look, I know you can shoot. So like let's keep working on it. Let's work on it together so that everyone else can see it and everyone else will have the confidence in you that I have the confidence in you.
And I think one thing we talked about a lot is so far as confidence with teammates, but I also think
Hmm.
confidence with coaches is also something that's
Hmm.
fascinating too. Because if you're losing, like where's the losing coming from? Is this we're not
Right.
playing good enough, we're not playing hard enough? But then a lot of times from the outside realm, it's so is the coach doing this? Is the coach doing that? Are the
Yeah.
plays that they're running good? Are the minutes that players are different having? Are they strategizing their roster and who's on the floor and who's not on the floor? And then with any sports, the same thing in different aspects.
Right.
For coaches, how does that? Do you think trust is also something that plays a role into having team confidence too?
Yeah. And I think sometimes like players like even me, like we think, hey, maybe my coach doesn't have confidence in me. Like maybe she doesn't
Mm,
trust me with the ball. She doesn't trust me at all, so she's not going to give me the minutes that maybe I think I deserve or something like that. But I think the coach is looking out for the best interest of the team always, and you know maybe that's just not your style or your fit, and
mm,
you just you got to go. But I think trusting your coach, even if it's hard, is like really, really important. I think you always have to trust your coach that, hey, my coach is gonna try to do the right thing. It might not work, but
mm,
she or he she's they're trying. They're gonna try every time to do the right thing for the team because they want to win. Every coach wants
right.
to win. And if they didn't want to win, they wouldn't be a coach.
Right. And I think that goes like the next big step of if trust is a big thing, then how is that built?
Hmm.
I mean, I think we stay on the coaching side for things is from a player standpoint, how do you think is the best way for a coach to build trust within a team so that players trust them and so that they trust players? Like what are the things that can be done for that?
Well, team bonding is obviously one. I
Mm,
think a team really needs to get to know each other before they play with each other, you know? Like having inside jokes, like where they can like basketball especially, like basketball's supposed to be fun. Like making sure that it's
mhm,
still a fun environment that we can all trust each other and like we love our sport because a lot of athletes, especially at the college level, just end up like being like, look, this is too much for me. Like I lost my love for it, but like, why
Mm,
did you lose your love for it? Because you don't trust your teammates? Like, because you don't trust your
mm,
coach? And I think it's also about buying in. Like, you have to buy into what your coach says. You have to buy into what your teammates say. Like, no one's out for themselves on a team. I mean, if you're out for yourself, you're not a great teammate, you know?
right.
Like, it's just about trusting, like, hey, my teammate has my best interest. If she's telling me that I need to get back on defense, I need to get back on defense. And like, I think it's also just a communication thing, just communicating
Mm.
with all your teammates, like, on a constant basis.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, how confidence plays a role. Because interesting, I think people think of confidence and they think of it like, is it a physical strategy? Is it a mental strategy? I think of it as a mental strategy because,
Mhm,
like you mentioned, if you don't have confidence or if you don't have trust inside your teammate, then you hesitate. So I think the way it's all kind of interwrapped is if you're going down the court and coach is calling a certain player, wants you in a certain formation, and you don't trust that, and you get the ball and you're like, oh, like I'm at my spot where I'm a good shooter right here, right now. But coach wants me to swing the ball over to the wing.
mhm.
Do I really want to do that right now? Like I'm open, I could pull
Right,
it. But
right.
but if you don't trust that process, then you're like, "I'm gonna pull it." And you put like, whether you make it or not, like, "I made it, I'm good." Like, why am I doing what coach is saying? Like, I'm making points, I'm
Mhm,
helping the team win, we're getting points. But then the process the coach might be going through is like, "I wanted you to swing it to the wing." So then, like, yeah, that player can also hit that shot and it's gonna pull them over there. In the second
right,
half, now I want you to pull it. But if you
right,
start pulling it in the first half, you mess up the whole process. Now in the second half, you can't swing it over to the wing because now it's not working like it's supposed to. And
right,
coach's mindset could be like, I want to run 3 or 4 different plays off of that one thing, but that was a setup, but you didn't trust the process on it, and you messed it up. And
right.
then it's like, and then from a player standpoint, if you're in mid game and coach is like, stick with the play, stick with the play, stick with the play. Next time you get the ball, you hesitate because like I could pull it right now, but let me stick with the play. But that small little half second hesitation, now when you swing it over to the ring, now it gets stolen. And you're like, well, I knew that play was stupid, but it had nothing to do with the play. It's the fact that
Right.
because you didn't have trust and confidence in your team and in your coach, that hesitation made the play not work anymore. That hesitation is
Mhm.
what made this deal happen. So when
Yeah,
players and athletes hesitate mentally, that delays their ability to be able to act physically. It's a simple mind body connection.
yeah.
So building that confidence and trust allows you to be like, ball, swing. Swing here,
Mhm.
swing there, boom, we're acting. Like that's when the fast play happens because everyone trusts what it is. So I think
Yeah.
that's it's a fascinating bit and starting to dive into how that actually gets built because I think team bonding is a really big thing. And before we go any further, I want to kind of bring this up too and see what your thoughts are. Is since you listen to the past podcasts, you're aware of this, but actually, I'm going to add one more element into it. But in past podcasts, I mentioned confidence usually comes from 4 different quadrants. And well, now that it's 5, it's not quadrants anymore, but 4 different types of like pillars per se. And I'll add in a
Mhm,
fifth there. From a science perspective, one is just your how they put it. They say like their mental confidence or your ability to be able to like maintain a level of confidence throughout the game, which is basically mental different strategies. I'm going to skip that one for now. And then you also have performance confidence. So it kind of asks you about like winning or not. So a lot of teams, what they would say, which is funny, if you ask a lot of athletes, is they would say like, if a team is winning or not, that kind of develops team confidence. But when you
mhm,
ask more on a deeper level, is different things. So you have like performance confidence, you have your self-regulation confidence, the ability to be able to stay confident. You have outcome confidence, whether the team believes they can win the game or not. Then you also have physical confidence, which is the I guess the most concrete way to put it is this is all for like individual confidence, but I think it plays a role for team confidence too. I never did it like this before, so I'm interested to see what your thoughts are. Physical confidence would be like, you're physically prepared for the game. So training, like you train a whole bunch of threes, you train a whole bunch of free throws, you train your dribbling, you train your agility, you train your speed, you train your strength, you train eating properly, sleeping properly, all those things, doing all those things really well, build confidence for the game. So a lot of players, if they train well and eat well and sleep well, that gives them confidence for the actual game. Like, yeah, I can make this shot because I practiced it 1,000 times. Like my confidence is very concrete in that sense. And you
mhm,
also have another one I like to add in there called process confidence, having
mhm,
confidence in the process itself, which is very similar to kind of the example I gave of having confidence in the process of I'm going to keep swinging it to the wing, keep swinging it to the wing because that's going to open up other things for our team to be able to
mhm,
win. That's the process of it all. Or if a team is
mhm,
losing, It's like, are we losing in a bad way to where we're losing because we're not putting enough effort in? Are we losing because we're not, doing what we're supposed to be doing? Are we losing because the play calling isn't proper, because the lineup isn't proper? Or is the team in a rebuild mode? Like, do you have a bunch of
Right.
freshmen and sophomore on the team, and like that's simply what it is, but the team is gradually getting better. Everyone's trusting more. The play calling is getting better. The lineup is getting figured out. Everyone's on the same page of we're going where we need to go to be able to start to be able to win games. It is a
Yeah.
process of it all, and we're trusting the process. So I think there's like five different categories or pillars rather when it comes to confidence. If you're trusting confidence, what pillar do you think you would put that in for trust?
The process,
Mm,
the process pillar for sure, because if you don't trust the process, you're not going to get any outcomes.
yeah. Mm,
And like you said, about like when you're losing a lot, like
yeah.
if you're losing a lot, you're losing trust in yourself and your team. Like, oh, like you're going into the next game and you're thinking and you're believing that, hey, I'm gonna go in and we're just gonna lose, but we played the game, so you know, and they don't like not caring
Mm,
about the outcome. But if you keep winning, then you're trusting the process that your coach put in place for you, and you're trusting your teammates on that they're gonna make the right plays and you're gonna make the right plays.
yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think trust belongs in both physical and process. I think the trusting piece for the physical is like what you mentioned. Like, yeah, it's team bonding, like how to build trust and how to build that confidence in the physical realm. Like, yes, it's team bonding. Yes, it's like communication with your teammates, but I also think too physically in practice, like you build that trust as well. When
Hmm.
you see your teammate shoot 500 shots, shoot 1,000 shots, stay late, or even if they don't stay late, even if you're not going that deep
Yeah.
with it, but them giving 110% effort, that gives you confidence in their physical ability to be able to do so. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, if I get a pass, like I believe in my speed to be able to go for the fast break and make the layup, but I know I have a window to kick it down to them. Do I trust their ability to be able to get it done? Objectively, is better. Like they're 5 feet ahead of me. Objectively, it's better to kick it to them. I gotta go with that way. But I
Yeah.
only get that because I have the confidence and I trust them because I see their work ethic. If I don't see them
Hmm.
working, if I see them lollygagging, I'm probably not going to kick it down to them. I'm
Right.
going to try to take it myself because I'm like, I don't know if I can get it to you. Or you
Right.
hesitate, like actually it is the better play, but
Yeah.
by the time you swing it that way, then
Yeah.
now it's a steal and it goes back the other way. So I
Right.
think this next part of conversation is really how to be able to build that. I think both for coaches listening, it'd be cool to hear your perspective about different strategies that you have. And then one of them is just team bonding. And I want to go a bit deeper into that. But then also from
Hmm.
players' perspective, like players on the team understanding that, you know, having process and having physical confidence is great, but how do we build that? Actually, I want to back up first. I I think people might be like, well, it's all about winning, right? So shouldn't I have outcome confidence? I would say
Hmm.
no. And the research also
Yeah.
says no, because what's interesting is usually confidence wavers in game. So if your outcome confidence, if you believe you can win or not, let's say your team is 7-2 to start off, right? You got all the outcome confidence in the world. Things are going great. I think we're going to smash this team. This other team is 3-5. Like we're going to destroy
Hmm.
them.
Yeah.
Halftime comes, you're down by 12.
Right.
If you have outcome confidence, now your confidence is in the toilet because like we should be winning, but we're not winning. Can we win
Right.
this game? Like whatever. So I mean, how do you feel about outcome confidence? Do you feel like it's a good thing to have? Do you think it's like a not great thing to have? Like what's your perspective before I give my
So I'm kind of in the middle because there's such
mm,
like obviously you don't want to lose. Like the goal is to win, you don't
yeah.
want to lose. But there's such thing as a good loss. And I put that in
Mm,
air quotes because you never want to lose. No one wants to lose. But
yeah.
with that loss, you might have lost by 2 points, but you still competed and you still got better. Your team,
Mm,
the L is on the book, but your team got better. Like, okay, now I have more trust in so and so because I felt like she really could compete in those last 5 minutes of the game where we were down by two.
mm-hmm,
So I really do
mm,
think I don't believe like that. Like there's I believe in outcome confidence because if I'm winning 5 straight games, like I'm like yeah, like I'm going into the sixth game like yeah, we're gonna win. Like I have
yeah.
all the confidence in the world we're gonna win. And if I go in and I'm losing 5 straight games, I'm like are we really gonna win? Like,
Mm,
like you always like it's doubting yourself, but I think there's a difference too between like believing and thinking. Like I could go in thinking we're gonna win, but I have to believe, hey, we're gonna win. Like we're going in and like we're taking the W, like,
yeah.
and that's I don't that doesn't necessarily go with outcome conference, but that comes with getting outcome confidence.
Yeah, I think, like outcome and performance, those kind of go hand in hand. Like if you perform great, you feel great for the outcome. If you perform not great previously, you don't feel great. I think my issue with it, I get it, and don't get me wrong. I'm all about winning. Like what is
Mhm.
the main objective is to win, and what is it gonna take to be able to get us to get there? I think that other part, like what it takes to get us to get there, comes from the physical and comes from the process confidence, because when like the outcome confidence is so flimsy, like you're gonna like
Right.
no one has an undefeated season. It's
Yeah.
very rare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna lose at some point. Like no one has an undefeated season, and then, so I think if players get with the outcome confidence, it's too flimsy for me. It's not so
Mhm.
concrete. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you understand that, hey, when we trust the process, when we trust the coaching process, when we trust the process of our teammates that are going through, when we trust everyone's physical ability, that's our best shot at winning. When you have that confidence from that standpoint, that's what's going to
Mhm.
make you win. Believing you're going to win is not going to help you win.
Right.
Believing in your teammates and having trust in your teammates about their physical abilities, about the communication that you have, knowing them mentally, and trusting the process of, hey, we're all training like this. We're doing 2 or 3 practices a day. We're meeting up extra time to be able to build more bonding time. Those are the things that are going to help us to win. That's what
Mhm.
helps you win.
Right.
Outcome or the winning of it is like the end result. It's
Right.
the mixture inside is more important. So you can believe like we're going to win all we want, but if you don't have trust in your teammates, like you're gonna lose. Like that's what
Right.
impacts the performance. And science backs
Right.
that too. It's like the players that have the process confidence and the teams that have the process and the teams that have it's mostly process oriented. I'm gonna throw in physical there,
Right.
but mostly teams that have that process confidence is what
Mhm.
actually impacts objective performance for teams. So I want to get that
Right.
out the way first. For anyone's
Yeah.
like, but what about winning? It's like, yes, it's always about winning. If
Yeah.
you're not winning, like, what
Yeah.
are you doing? But that's what it takes to get there. So I want
Yeah.
people to get that first. Like to get the winning, you need to have process, you need to have the
Yeah.
physical. So back to strategies for team stuff.
Yeah.
Um, on the physical side of thing, like having that trust and gaining that confidence on the physical side of things, I want to start with the first strategy you mentioned of like team bonding and building culture that ways. What type of team bonding do you feel like is most impactful for you based on your experiences on the teams you've been on?
Yeah. So I think it was my sophomore year in high school. We did a military boot camp. So we
Mm,
had like I don't know, I don't remember what the sergeant's name was, but he came in and screamed in our faces, did all that. We had to wear these white t-shirts that had our name on them, and then like
mm,
if your name was hard to pronounce, like he'd pronounce it wrong, and it was really just like testing your limits. And I remember
mm,
he made me carry this cricket. It was dead, but I'm like you had to write down like your biggest fear, and mine's bugs. Like I hate bugs.
mm,
And he said I had to hold this cricket and I can't pass it off to anybody. And I was like, I was in tears because I hate bugs. Like that's my biggest fear. But I remember one of my teammates, she came over and she held my hand and she was like, I'll hold the cricket too. So I'm the cricket in this hand and
mm.
she's holding my hand and the cricket's in this hand too. So we're like this.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was like obviously that's a very extreme way to do team bonding, but like we had to run the whole entire campus, like, and we had to sing a song, and everyone had to know the song, everyone had to be singing,
Mm,
like, everyone had to carry, like I'm carrying a bug, and we had to carry, like, 25-pound weights while we're like, running. I mean, like I said, it's extreme, but it was like,
mm-hmm,
now I look back on that, I'm like, my team that season, we did so well because we trusted each other,
mm,
like, I if my I have my bug, like, and now
mm.
I feel like, hey, like I can pass this girl the ball because I trust her to make that shot, not only because she trusts me to pass it to her, but like I've seen her make that shot.
I think the core of that is solving problems together. So
Mhm.
when team bonding happens, like there's different types of team bonding. I think you have like the chill hanging out team bonding, or just not doing much, but like relaxing and watching TV, watching movies together, and all other type of stuff. I think that's good too. I think that has its place. I'm curious about your thoughts in a minute. But I
Mhm.
think having the team bonding experience of like solving problems together. So that is a tough one, I guess, extreme
Mhm.
end, but I think the core of it is like solving a problem together.
Yeah.
So I think for coaches and I think in the workplace too, as an adult, that's how I've seen adults build the best relationships is, oh, when we solve problems together,
Yeah.
that's when I really trust that adult on a workplace type of environment. And the same thing goes for teams too, is like when your team that solves issues together, 'cause that's what all it is. Like the whole
Yeah.
game is solving issues. Like this player is really good. How do we defend that? Like how do we like it's all solving issues. So when you get
Yeah.
to put that same core essence into different contexts, that makes it more and reinforces it more. What do you feel
Yeah.
about bonding when it comes to just like chilled out bonding? What is like the best type of way to kind of build trust in those different
Yeah.
situations?
I think like the chilling and hanging out, it's great because it builds friendships and it builds
Mm,
like off the court, like, hey, I'm gonna hang out with you, and like on the court, it makes it more fun. Um, and I really do think like that's a great way to do team bonding. Like, hey, let's go out to eat together. And I think like a lot of that should be on the players rather than the coaches because
mm,
at the end of the day, like your coach is gonna coach you and make sure you're the best version of yourself. But like within the group, like you guys have to be like trust each other, build friendships with each other, like want to be around each other. So I think,
mm.
and coaches obviously will go along with you and like do what they can to make sure that that happens. But yeah, I think that's I think more problem solving would be like the best way to act like enforce team camaraderie. But,
Mm.
after that, like going to see a movie, going to get some food and doing all that, like laughing together, like wanting to hang out with each other. And I think those build the best team environments. And like you want to be around your teammates more when you guys get along.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, from the research side of things, team captains or team leaders, whether they're like actual captains or like de facto captains, whatever the case may be, they play a massive role in team confidence. So
For sure.
on the very like concrete end of saying that you believe in the efficacy or the individual's ability to be able to complete a certain skill is the definition of efficacy. But to say
Mhm.
that you believe inside the skill set of your teammates, like, hey, I believe you can make that shot. Like, no, no, run it again, run it again. You're gonna do it till you make that shot because I know you can be able to do it. From a teammate to teammate, especially the leaders, that actually builds a lot of team confidence. And I
Mhm.
think the same way you just mentioned too, I'm glad you mentioned it, is on the hanging out side. Like, yeah, for the setting up scenarios to where you have to be able to overcome struggles, coaches are probably it's more of a coach thing to be able to set up and do, right? But I
Mhm.
think on just the chilling side, the leadership and the teams on a player perspective is a really big thing too. Like, hey, we're all gonna hang out. Like, hey, after this, we're all gonna go do this. Even studying, like, yo, we're gonna go study together. It doesn't have to be
Mhm.
having fun all the time. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
we're gonna go to the library together and study together. We don't have to be on the same floor, but we're all gonna
Yeah.
go and like do study groups together. The more
Yeah.
you do things together, the more you get to learn about the other individual. And it's not to say, it's not get it twisted. You're not gonna like every single person. You might see
Right.
someone like they have a terrible study ethic or like
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
wanna go, they wanna go to parties instead, or like, dang, they drink a whole bunch or whatever the case may be. Because especially when you get to college, like everyone has that freedom.
Yeah.
But I think regardless, even in that situation, if you're like, can I really trust this person because they don't have in practice they do fine, but outside of practice, they don't train extra. They're not studying film a bunch. They're not doing
Mhm.
they're horsing around, they're playing around. I think from that standpoint, two things. One, the player might actually need, you think like Dennis Rodman type player, like you might need to really relax in order for them to play their best on the court or on the field or wherever you're
Mhm.
playing. They need to be able to just shut down and just get that out of their head, and that's how they actually play the best. So for them, that might actually help them play better. So don't judge them on that. Or even if
Right.
it actually doesn't help them play better, and like that's out of your control. You can't
Mhm.
control things that you can't control. Like, but what you can do, I think, for that situation, any player going through that is like you show up, you know what your values are, you know that you like to work hard, you like to work extra, and you just like, yo, you want to go hit the gym extra with me? No, you can go to the
Mhm.
party. Oh, that's cool. You want to go to the live? Still ask, still
Yeah.
offer, because one
Yeah.
day that player might be like, no, Sophia. All right. I'll go to the gym and don't
Yeah.
offer and be like, I knew they wouldn't do it. Like, don't come from that
Yeah.
angle.
Right.
Offer, but like it's always up.
Right.
Like, I want to do it. I want to invite you if you
Yeah.
want to come and do it. And one day they might
Yeah.
come and do it, and
Mhm.
that it might happen 2 months down the line. But that's gonna be a really good
Right.
impact of like, oh, like that's cool. Because at least then going back to the part they control, they will know that you work hard. So
Yeah.
when they're on a court, like, I'm gonna pass you the ball because I know, even though I party a lot, I know you're in the gym 24/7. So at the
Right.
very least, at the very minimum, they will trust you more. Even if you
Right.
like, I don't know, you kind of party a lot, but they will trust you more. So I
Yeah.
think that's a huge standpoint, like how big of an impact leaders can have on the confidence of a team.
Yeah.
And like, as you mentioned, players, it's their responsibility too. Like knowing that I don't feel like going to the function. Like I don't feel like
Yeah.
going to hang out. I don't feel like doing that. But and this is back to the process thing. In order for us to win, I have to build camaraderie with my teammates.
Right.
I have to be able to do well. So in order
Right.
for us to win, this is what I should. If I want to win, even if
Mhm.
you're selfish as all hell, you're like, I'm just trying to hit the transfer portal next year. I'm trying to
Yeah.
like get my stats up and dip. If you want to do that,
Yeah.
you have to win. You have to play well. You can't get your
Right.
stats up if no one's throwing you the ball. So even if you're a
Right.
selfish player, at the end of the day, it's still the same. If you want to
Right.
win, you have to. The best way to do so is to build camaraderie
Mhm.
and trusting relationships. So I think it's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me hear your thoughts about that.
There's always gonna be times where, like, say there's all of us hang out and one person doesn't wanna come, and they're like, "I just need to study or something." Um,
Mhm.
like, obviously, we want her to come, like, you're our teammate, we want you to be there, and I don't ever think it's like for me, at least, I always try to make sure my teams don't have cliques, like, we're all we're one
Mhm.
unit, we wanna be
Mhm.
together, but hey, if you don't wanna come, that's cool, like, do your studying, get it done, we'll update you, we'll tell you what happens, like, we want you to be there, like, and that's I think that's just the point, like, we want you to be there, we want everyone to be there,
Mhm.
and we're not gonna force you, we're not gonna make you come, but we want you there, and I think as long as a player knows that, like, I can't come, I have to study, but they want me to be there, like, that's always a good feeling, and that's like, okay, like, they love me, they want me there, they love me. So,
Mhm.
and, like, love goes along with trust and confidence too, like, my team loves me, like, they wanna see me succeed, they wanna see me have fun, they wanna see me grow as a person, as a player, as an individual, everything, like, and I that's really important.
Yeah, and I think teams can build systems for that stuff too, especially like on any level, because that player might really need to study. Like they might
Mhm.
have,
Yeah.
like dyslexia or whatever the case may be. So they might have a hard time still. Like I would love to.
Right.
If I don't study, I'm going to fail. So I got to put in double the amount of hours. So I think if
Right.
teams know that, leaders can set up things in different systems to where like
Mhm.
the next practice, 5, 10 minutes before practice, we're going to have a get together, just like giving an update of a recap, a news
Yeah.
recap of what happened last night, like what we did last night. For everyone that wasn't
Yeah.
there, like this is what went down. Like you can have
Yeah.
group chats, you can set
Yeah.
systems up to where people still feel included. And like you mentioned, the click piece is important too, because in a team, especially bigger teams, there's all these clicks that form up. Just natural clicks, like not in a bad way,
Right.
but all the forwards, all the guards, like they have their own click together. And if as a team gets bigger, talking about like football teams, et cetera, or
Yeah,
lacrosse
yeah.
teams or whatever, is you have offense, they all hang out. And the issue that can
Mhm.
come from that is, let's say all the offense hangs out together. Now the offense might have great team confidence. They have very much confidence inside their offense,
Yeah.
but they don't have confidence in the defense or vice versa. And that
Right.
actually negatively impacts the team because then when offense is on the field, defense isn't rooting for them, which
Right.
actually research has found for those types of sports, every sport is a bit different. When their teammates are rooting for you and teammates that like have belief in your
Yeah.
ability to get things done and actually making noise on the sideline in game, that actually impacts team confidence in a
Yeah.
positive
It
way in the
makes all the
process.
difference.
It makes a big difference. So for coaches like here in this podcast and teammates too that have those type of structures and because of your
Mhm.
sport just has that, it's like, oh, okay, I'm like you're right. Like offense has a really good rapport, but we don't really with defense. We're kind of like butt heads at practice because it's a competition.
Yeah.
You can still
Yeah.
have that,
Mhm.
but love that you're having competition is going to make you guys win as a team.
Yeah.
Like you can have that competition, competitiveness,
Mhm.
and want to beat each other every single day, every day,
Yeah.
but then make each other better. Like I just beat
Right.
you off the line. Come here, let's talk about that. This is what I did. This is
Yeah.
what I saw. What did you see? We're gonna make each
Yeah.
other better that way. And
Yeah.
so I think the last bit about physical confidence on a team standpoint is even in training, if everyone's in the weight room, this is more of a leadership thing, and a coach thing is like AirPods out. Like the fact that you can
Yeah.
see someone else working well, the fact that you
For
can
sure.
mix in and like they might not play the same position as you do, and maybe the drill's a bit different because of the position that they play. But the more you can kind of integrate together, all
Mhm.
that stuff is going to lead to you having more trust. The
Yeah.
bonding stuff, the physical stuff, the practice stuff, the studying stuff, all that equals more trust as an individual, which comes together as a team. So I
Yeah.
think, and then a question for you on the process side of things is how do you think, this is for a coaching one, how do you think coaches can help players trust the process? What things do you think they can do?
Laying out the process for the player. Like, "Look, this is
Mm,
you're gonna get in the morning, you're gonna get up 500 shots. That's because you're a shooter." Like, explaining what
mm,
you're doing and then why you're doing it. You gotta
mm,
wake up in the morning, 6 AM, get up 500 shots. You're a shooter, I need to be confident in you to make those shots. Okay. And then say, like, a player sitting the bench, like, that's confidence-wise, it's horrible for a player. Like, they lose confidence in
mhm,
themselves, they question themselves, they don't know what's going on. But, like, it's going up to your coach and being like, "What's my process? Like, what do you see for me?" And, like, a lot of times for freshmen, like, freshmen get really scared because they don't play as much, but they don't have as much
mm,
experience as the sophomore, juniors, and seniors have, you know?
right.
Like, they've played against those bigger girls, they know that, and they're, like, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, especially juniors and seniors, like, they're there to teach you guys, like, "You guys are next up. Like, this is our turn right now, but you guys are next up, and it might not be your time right now, but trust the process." Like, but just I really think it's important that coaches talk to you, like, tell you, like, "This is your process. You might not get a lot of minutes this year, but next year, your role is gonna change," you know?
I love that. I love that a lot. I think coaches need to hear that. I think it's important for them to hear that, and players
Mhm.
too. Like both, like
Yeah.
on the coach's standpoint, it's like you mentioned before, communication is such a big thing. Communicate what it is, because the players coming in, and it's like you recruited me really heavily, talked really
Yeah.
great about me, but now I'm getting no minutes. Make this
Mhm.
make sense for me. And it
Yeah.
might be like your process is I need you to do these things day in and day out because your time will come eventually. This player is better than you right now. And they have way more
Yeah.
experience right now. And this is what we need on the floor. And if you understand like trust of the team is they have all this camaraderie with the different teammates. So we run certain plays, they're gonna run it really well. They built that trust together. So your process
Mhm.
as a freshman right now is building trust with the team so then you can take that next role. Your role is going to be different. Everyone's a different player, but
Yeah.
that's your process. Your process is to watch to see
Yeah.
how they play. I want you to do when you're on the
Right.
bench, learn. This is how I want you to learn. Don't just watch the game as if you're like having the
Yeah.
best seat in the house from an audience perspective.
Mhm.
Your goal is to watch these things. And then
Right.
the player's like, oh, okay, I get it. This is what I'm supposed to be
Right.
doing now. And then they can make their goal as such. It's like, I'm gonna watch what happens when this happens and watch what happens when that happens. And vice
Mhm.
versa for the player to also communicate that to the coach. When they come in, it's like,
Yeah.
what does my process look like? I'm gonna trust the
Right.
process. What does my process look like? And if the coach doesn't say what the process is, then like, how can you trust the process? You don't know what the
Yeah.
process is.
Yeah.
It's not every player is gonna come in with your thought process of I'm gonna always trust what the coach had because it's in their best
Yeah.
interest to win. Obviously, like they need a job. If
Yeah.
they lose it, then they lose their job, right?
Right.
So it's in their
Right.
best interest to win. But eh, like not every player's gonna come in like with that same like mature
Yeah.
mindset. So the coach needs
Yeah.
to be able, even in game plans, like this is our game plan. We're gonna do this,
Yeah.
this, this, and this. Some coaches like don't worry about the game plan. I got it. Just do what I need you to
Mhm.
do. But you got to know your team. Is
Right.
that helpful for your
Yeah.
team? Is that not helpful for your team? Sorry.
Yeah, one thing, like, why I committed to my new school was because when I was being recruited there, behind the head coach, she wrote all the goals that she had on the team for the team.
Mm,
It was like we want to get at least the second round in the NCAA tournament. We want to we want, like, she's the ultimate goal. We want to win MEC. Like, that was the
Mhm.
ultimate goal. And then she had trickling goals, like, we want to get at least second round in the NCAA tournament. We want to
Mm.
better our defense. We want this many steals. We want to average this many points. We want our plus minus to be this. So it was like I went into my meeting with her, and I saw it. I saw the process. I saw that,
Mm.
like, I could trust her because she knows what she's doing. She has her goals, and I trust those goals. And I also went into this school, and I was like, that's what really made me commit, because I went into the school and I was like, I've talked to a couple other schools. I was ready to commit to this one school in Ohio, and then I was like, I kind of just went to go, and then I
Mm.
she showed me the board, and I was like, "You really have confidence, like, in your team and your players, that this is gonna get done." She was like, "I have full confidence in my team," and I was like, "That's something
Mhm.
that I would want to be a part of."
Yeah. I think that's important because everyone's coaching styles is different. But if you like, it's so easy. Like from a coach, just do a survey. Just do an
Yeah.
anonymous survey. Like, where did your confidence come from? Like, if you don't know what the 5 pillars are, like now you do. Like, where does your confidence come from?
Mhm.
This team that I have this year, oh, their confidence comes. They really would need to know the process.
Right.
Oh, all right. Let me at least show them what my vision is, and like
Yeah.
this is the overall goal. And from that overall goal, we need this many steals. Here's how we're gonna get there. So the reason why I'm
Yeah.
making y'all do a crap ton of agility drills, the reason why I'm making y'all do a whole bunch of coordination drills and footwork drills and speed drills is because I want this many steals. Why do I want
Right.
this many steals? Because teams that have X amount of steals win more games this way. This is
Right.
why we're doing all these like drills that you hate. That's the purpose. And the team
Mhm.
goes, oh, that makes sense. Now we're doing this
Yeah.
because we want us to be fit for no damn reason.
Yeah.
Oh, so it behooves coaches to know what their players are looking for, and for players
Mhm.
to know what their coaches are
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah,
That's
and
like
as
goes back to the whole trust piece.
yeah, and as corny as it sounds, it's like you have to go in and you have to be like, "I get to do this." Like, I don't have to do
Hmm.
this. No one's forcing me to do this, but I get to do this. Like, I get to do the drills I hate. I get to run, like, up and down the court every day. I get to do conditioning with my team. I get to do strength with my team. Like, it's all those things. Like, you don't have to do it. You could half do it. You can whatever, but you get to do it. And I think that's the most
Hmm.
important thing to look at it like, and once you look at it like that, you have more confidence, like, I'm gonna win this sprint because I get to do this sprint, you know?
Yeah, it's a privilege. It's
Right.
yeah. I mean, people usually don't get that until they end up getting hurt, and they're like, "Damn, I can't
Yeah.
run." It's like,
Yeah.
and then they realize like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I do really get to get this stuff." Like, yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I want to that like some. I'm sure there's more in team confidence we can dive through, but be here
Oh,
for
for
the next
sure, yeah.
hour or two. But I want to go into like the individual confidence. I'm glad like we talked about that because I've never deep dived that before.
Mhm.
So I think people that heard that section of the podcast got a lot of value, and even more so for this one too. Not even more so,
Mhm.
but also for this section too, as far as individual confidence. Because you said
Yeah.
something that intrigued me as far as choosing to be confident, which I think
Mhm.
is fascinating. What do
Yeah.
you mean by that? Because I don't know. 'Cause people that are listening, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't write out questions. So
No,
this is like
yeah.
what do you mean
Yeah.
by choosing to be confident? I'm
Yeah.
wanting to
So,
hear what you mean by that.
I think the biggest thing is, like, everyone goes into the game and they choose, like, the player that they wanna be. Like,
Mm.
if I go in a game, my biggest thing is, like, I need to have fun or I'm not gonna play well, you know?
Mm.
And, like, you're not gonna get that every day. Like, everyone has bad days, but if I choose today, like, it's like this. Today you're choosing to do your homework. Like,
Mm.
you're choosing to do something. Today I'm choosing to go to church, or I'm choosing to go to the gym. Like, you can do that all mentally. Like, I'm
Mm.
choosing to be confident today. I don't have to be confident. I could be down on myself, but I don't want to, because I want to play well. I want to help my team. So I'm choosing to believe in myself. And, like, that goes with, like, affirmations and stuff. Like, every day before a game, I say, like, I wills. So I'll have, like, 5 I wills for the game. And that's
Mm.
from doing film and everything. So if I see, like, a player's left-handed, I will force them to go right, and
Mm.
I look in the mirror and I make sure that, like, that's my goals. I will do it, and I will goes with I choose. So I choose to be
Mm.
confident. I will be confident.
I think that's well put. I think that, oftentimes on a podcast we talk about like how to build confidence, how to maintain confidence. Those pillars are like this is how you build it. Like with team stuff, it's if it's physical, like run simulated drills that are really tough in practice. That's going to help your team build confidence because when they have tough drills in practice, when it comes to game day, it's like, oh, we've run this before. We're confident. Simulated
Mhm.
drills, bonding exercises, whether they're stressful ones or chill ones, physical confidence, process confidence, talking with the team.
Mhm.
Those are all strategies to build confidence. And even as an individual level, same thing. Players that like follow the process, like I believe in the process of I'm gonna fail and it's okay because it's a
Yeah.
part of me getting better. I'm gonna like train
Yeah.
really well because my confidence is physical. Those are all strategies to build confidence.
Mhm.
And with a theory, and it's a damn good theory, and yeah, it's backed by research, it works, that you on game day should be confident because if you did all those things, you should be confident.
Mhm.
But choosing to be confident is that's a very important step that I don't think I've ever brought it up before.
Yeah.
It's like as a therapist, it's like we're gonna do all these things that's gonna actually help you build confidence.
Yeah.
It's gonna help you build there and it should all work. If you do it, it will work.
Yeah.
But you can
Right.
do all these things, but then when you get to the game day, if you don't choose to be confident,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, you shot 1,000 times, but now when it's your turn to shoot, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you brick it. You're like,
Yeah.
damn, I knew I was.
Yeah.
So it's that choosing piece. So like,
Yeah.
that's fascinating, and I love that you choose to. So for you, building on how to like or strategies to actually choose confidence for you comes from one affirmations. So
Mhm.
what does the affirmations do for you as far as helping you choose to be confident?
Yeah, so before every game, I watch film on the other team, so I kinda know,
Mm,
I study our scout, so I kinda know what's gonna like, I know what players' strengths and weaknesses are. So, like, last year, they gave us matchups, so they told us,
mm,
like, "This is mostly who you're gonna be guarding." So I'd study that girl, like, "Okay, say I'm guarding number 10. Okay, number 10 doesn't use her left hand, so I will write it on my mirror in an expo marker, or I had an expo board, but
mm,
usually it would be a mirror. But I wrote on the board, I said, I will force her left
mm,
because she's right handed. And then it would be like, she's a really great shooter. I will guard her like closer up because I don't want her to get a shot. I don't want her to get a shot off. Or it'd be like, she can't put the ball on the floor. Okay. I'm going to make her put the ball on the floor. And it's just,
mm,
I will, I will, I will, I will. And that came from my coach in high school my freshman year. She wrote a bunch of I wills on the board. Um, and the last I will was I will win. But it wasn't it
mm,
was we will win. So that also goes along with team camaraderie. I was like,
mm-hmm.
okay, like these are our goals. This is what we're gonna do. And we will win if we follow this process, if we follow these goals, we will do it.
To put in my therapy mind for a second. Like as my therapist brain. Yeah, it sounds like self-talk. Like
Hmm.
it's like you're doing all these things that should, in theory, that will. Yeah, I think it's like you're doing all these things that should build confidence, right?
Hmm.
You're studying film, you're practicing film, you're training yourself. But the point to which you choose the confidence is when you write it down, saying, "I will do this." Like
Yeah.
before the game, like I will do these things. This is
Yeah.
all the stuff I trained for. I trained to do all these different things, but now I'm telling
Hmm.
myself I will do this, and this.
Yeah.
And then that's like so before you step on the court, it's like you've already made a decisive choice that you're going to do these things during the game.
Yeah.
Mm. Are there any other ways that any other strategies you do to be able to choose confidence, like when you're actually on the court itself,
Yeah.
in the
So
middle
when
of it?
I'm
Like what other strategy you got?
Yeah, when I'm on the court and I say like I missed 2 shots in a row or like I'm just down on myself, I'd have a mental cue. So my
Mm,
mental cue will be rub my hands, wipe my shoes. So then it's
mm,
like those mistakes are gone now. Now it's next play. So I might miss the shot again, but now I have the confidence like, but I'm still gonna take that shot because I worked
mm.
my butt off to make that shot. So it's gonna go in. It's going to go in. And then I always have the next play mentality like, okay, we got the ball stolen. We get the opportunity to play defense. Next play.
A lot of self talk, and then also, do you do
Mhm.
any like physical stuff too? Like, for example, if you're going up and down the court, do you do any like have you noticed any physical patterns that you do to kind of get yourself ready for the next play?
Yeah. Like I said, I wipe my shoes a lot. Like that's kind of
Okay, you literally do
my
wipe your
cue to be
shoes.
like,
Okay, cool.
yeah, I literally wipe my shoes, like, I literally wipe my mistakes away. That's how I look at it. I wipe my mistake away or, like,
Mm,
wipe my team mistake away or whatever it is, but, yeah, that's my physical cue would be that, and then also, like, I'm really one that, like, will clap for my teammates, like, "Hey, like, you got this," and, like, it's always 3 claps for me, it's so weird, like, that's
mm.
just my thing, it's always 3 claps, like, "1, 2, 3, you got this," like, snap out of it. This is your game. This is my game. This is our game.
I like that. That's cool. So it's like the same thing is like this habit formation piece of usually, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So it's like habit. Usually, when I talk about habit formation stuff, it usually comes to deal with focus, which I think it does. But I never really thought about how it also impacts confidence too, or how can you use the same
Mhm.
strategy to be able to impact confidence in game. Because a lot of the
Yeah,
research is in games where the confidence fluctuates. Like
yeah,
team confidence, a really big thing, like we mentioned before, is cheering for your team. That helps
yeah.
confidence in game. But
Mhm,
individual confidence in game, how do you impact it? Like back to that self regulation pillar of confidence,
mhm.
how do you maintain it? And usually it's hard to research because like, if you're playing a game, you don't wanna take a damn survey in the middle of the game. Like,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
really hard for researchers to be like, "Coach, can I please let them take a survey in the middle of the game?"
yeah.
It's very rare. Sometimes it happens, most of the times it doesn't. A lot of times it's, like, watching videos afterwards of, like, what you
Mhm,
did and trying to guess what you
mhm.
thought. It's really hard.
Yeah,
So, it's cool that you have those strategies. I think that is cool because it does twofold. Like, literally wiping your feet is a physical habit cue that tells your brain, "Hey, it's literally next play." You're telling yourself,
yeah.
"It's the
Wipe it away.
next ball in, wipe
Yeah,
it away." But physically, it's that physical cue of the grit of your fingers rubbing through your shoes and the sole of your shoes physically tells your brain on a habit system, like now it's time to lock in for the next thing happening.
yeah,
It
yeah.
grounds you to the present moment. So instead of thinking about what happened beforehand, it grounds you to the present. And then
Mhm,
having that tied in with your 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 affirmations for each game, having that literally written down of
mhm.
let's say, you score. Great. You wipe your feet. Now it's make her go left
Yeah.
because I will make her go left. Like having
Mhm,
that thought process of that is your focus on defense right now, but then
mhm.
also plays a role into your confidence on
Yeah,
defense. So it's both a focus and a confidence strategy, and it
yeah,
blends two together. That's fascinating. This is why I really like
yeah.
doing podcasts. I'm like, I never thought about it like that before.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
but I guess that makes sense. And then let me ask you this question. I'm gonna hear your thoughts. I have my own thoughts for
Mhm,
this one, but when it's not going well, like when you
yeah.
statistically should not have confidence because you're missing a whole bunch of shots, not shooting
Mhm.
well, you're making her go left, and I guess you worked on her left because she's doing really well. So like when you
Yeah.
like statistically should not have confidence, what are your strategies for that? What do you do?
Most of the time, statistics for basketball come on offense, so, like, misses versus make, all that. So, like, my
Hmm.
whole thing would be, like, everyone has bad games, you know? So I think
Hmm.
this is honestly a great question. Everyone has bad games, but it's how you look at your bad games. Like, what can I do to make myself have a better game? And that could be like, hey, your coach pulling you out, like that baseball coach said. Like he'll talk to his players in the
Hmm.
dugout. Hey, I'm gonna pull you out. You got to recenter yourself. Okay. What can I do? I'm not hitting shots, but what can I do? Okay. I
Hmm.
can pass the ball to my teammates. I see that number 10 is hitting shots. I can give her the ball. She's making her shots, you know? Um,
Mm.
that's a big one. Just like looking at, I'm not having the best game right now. And like also facing it. Like a lot of players are like just so down on it. Like, I'm not having the best game. Oh, I stink. I'm not good. I'm not good enough.
Mm.
But instead of looking at it like that, just be like, I'm not having a good game right now. But what can I do so that I can make my teammates have a good game? Because at the end of the day, like
Mm.
this isn't like golf or tennis or something. Like it's not an individual sport. This is a team
Hmm.
sport. So you could be having a terrible game, but my teammate's having a great game. Okay, I'm gonna feed her the
Mm.
ball. She's doing great. my teammate's open on the post. I can get her that ball. There's an open lane. Here's the ball.
Mm,
And it's more about like, okay, but I can play defense. I can't have a bad day on
mm,
defense because I won't let myself have a bad day on defense. And then once you do that, I feel like that's when you can start hitting shots. Is like, okay, I fed her the ball a few times. Like I'm starting to get my rhythm back. Okay, the shot, I put it up, I make it, or I miss it. Okay, my teammate's
mhm.
open. I have that for next time. My teammate will be open, and at least if I did shoot the ball, then like the defense doesn't think I'm not doing anything. Like they don't think
Right.
I'm not a threat,
Mhm.
so they'll still guard me, and that'll give more my teammates more of an opportunity.
Yeah, I like that idea. I think, yeah, because for me, I have tennis is my sport. It's my
Hmm.
individual sport, so it's fascinating. I'll mention my thought process too, because someone
Yeah.
does play individual sport. But I think that's cool. Like from a team perspective of, because I think ultimately it's the same principle of
Hmm.
self-discipline. Like, because confidence doesn't always happen. If you're
Hmm.
choosing confidence, and like you can choose confidence all you want, but it still might be producing poor results,
Right.
right? Because confidence is a mental thing. So you're still choosing confidence, which I think is perfect, but you're still
Hmm.
having bad results. So like, what do
Yeah.
you do with that? And I think it's that mindset of what can I help my team win, which I think is the
Hmm.
definition of self-discipline. Regardless of your emotions,
Right.
what helps you win, which is again the overall goal of everything. So
Hmm.
if the overall goal to help your team win is, all right, I know I should be taking shots from the wing if that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not hitting those. What can I help? What can I do to help my team win? Or maybe I
Hmm.
drive to the basket. Or maybe
Hmm.
I do something else to pull something else away. So we go to this. I can go to my teammate down here that's having a
Yeah.
great night,
Exactly.
whatever the case may be. Or it's like, all right, me still playing defense. So when like she's winning on her left, that's fine. But is that like, is she shooting as high as she would as if she went to her right? No. So I'm gonna still
Right.
keep making her go left. Like
Right.
what can I still do to help my team win? Is
Mhm.
ultimately it. Because when you start thinking about, oh, like start wallowing in it all of,
Yeah.
I'm not playing well, I'm playing poorly, that wastes time and is unnecessary, and it wastes space in your mind to think
Yeah.
about what you can do to be able to help win. And sometimes
Yeah.
I think going back to having team camaraderie and having camaraderie with your coach and having those conversations before they happen, like before it actually happens, like we're not playing well, what are we gonna do?
Right.
Coach is like, I'm gonna pull you out and I'm gonna talk to you about what you can do in that moment. So if I pull you,
Right.
expect that to happen. That's the process.
Yeah.
Yo, Sophia, come over here. Yeah, you're not hitting this. I need you to do this, and this right now because we're going to play this way. Coach should have a
Mhm.
backup plan if the main plan isn't
Yeah.
working. Like they're a coach.
Right.
Cool, bet. That's my process for this game. I want to do that. That's what's going to help me win. So I don't care what my emotions are. I want to win, and this is what we're going to have to do it. Your teammates, like how should we
Mhm.
respond to each other when we're having a bad game? Maybe it's like, yo, so when you hit the three claps, like that actually helps me reset. So hit that. I want
Mhm.
the sidelines to be loud still, so we're gonna keep on doing that. Well, every time we make a play, we
Yeah.
could be down by 15 at half. Every time we make a play, we're gonna bring that energy. That's what we're gonna do. That's what's gonna help us
Yeah.
to be able to win, whether we have confidence or not. That's what's gonna help us to
Mhm.
win. So I think that's cool that you have that system in place of choosing confidence, and when it doesn't happen, like not like when the objective performance results aren't what
Yeah.
should be. That's your backup plan for doing it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I think, like, too, like, everyone has a choice in life, like, you could choose this path, you
Mhm.
can choose this path. Like I said, I choose to be confident, and I choose to believe in my teammates, I believe in my coach, I believe in I believe in the trainers, I believe in it's choosing that, and then it's also choosing the process, like, people
Mhm.
who transfer, like I, for example, transferred from my old school, I didn't really trust that process, and that's okay not to trust a certain process, but, like, you have to find the process that you trust, and I found it at my
Mhm.
new school. I trust that we're gonna win the MEC, and I have the confidence that
Mhm.
we're gonna win it. I haven't even stepped foot in a practice yet, and I'm just choosing to believe in my team, my coach, and what we have planned for the season.
Yeah, and I think, from an individual standpoint, it's there's a couple layers in it too. I think, if you're like you mentioned, if you're not statistically performing well, like you're missing your
Mhm.
shots, still pulling up the shoot, because ultimately, because it can add pressure. If you're not doing well, if you're not
Right.
performing well, and you're supposed to be, it can add pressure. That's a whole different type of conversation. It's a whole
Right.
different hour.
Yeah.
But I think the end of it is to embrace that pressure, to find that
Yeah.
pressure fascinating. Like I'm a tennis player, so everything is all mental on
Yeah.
me. So if
Mhm.
I'm down, 2-5 in a set and I'm serving and my second serve isn't working really well, me getting mad does absolutely nothing. If I get mad, I tense
Yeah.
up. It does absolutely nothing for my mentality to get mad or get pissed off. It
Yeah.
tunnel visions. It's all a whole bunch of negative research about it.
Yeah.
What I do is I'm like, oh, this is fascinating. This is cool. The only option I have, and we have a similar mindset of for me, I'd say 3 options. You can stay where you are, get same results. You can do worse somehow, get
Mhm.
worse results, or you go better. And the only way I found it getting better is to dive deeper into whatever my focus is. So as a tennis
Mhm.
player, my self-talk is always deeper, like deeper,
Mhm.
deeper, deeper into focus. For me, my focus is focusing on the ball. And I tell the ball like
Mhm.
what I want to do. Like I want to go cross court.
Mhm.
I want to go down the line. And
Yeah.
I find the deeper I
Yeah.
focus into that, the more I physically focus into that, the better results I get.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
no matter if I'm winning or losing, my self-talk is always deeper, deeper,
Yeah.
deeper. Like before I serve, it's deeper, deeper, deeper. Then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna serve out wide, down the body, down the tee.
Yeah.
If I'm returning a serve, it's deeper, deeper, deeper. I'm gonna serve down the middle or I'm gonna
Yeah.
serve cross court.
Yeah.
So no matter where I'm at, the only option I have is dig deeper. The deeper I
Yeah.
dig, that's the better
Yeah.
I'm gonna be able to play. Same thing
Yeah.
with team sports. It's like what's gonna help us win that process. I'm gonna dig deeper in that process. That's the
Yeah.
only way I'm gonna play better. That's
Mhm.
about it.
Just buying
This is
into
a
it for sure.
Yeah, buy into it. This is a really, really cool conversation. Like a whole different. I'm like, how can I hit confidence from a different angle? Because everyone likes to talk
Yeah.
about it. I think this is a whole dope, fresh,
Yeah.
super valuable angle. This is
Yeah.
cool. This is like, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, cool. You
Of
have any other
course.
questions for me? Add in questions
No,
before we.
no. I think no, this is great.
Dope. Well, hey, I
Yeah.
appreciate you jumping on the podcast. I appreciate this
Yeah,
conversation. I think it's going to provide so much value to like coaches, especially like hearing that player
for sure.
perspective, like, oh, word, I never thought about that. Like, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And then also like athlete perspective of like, oh, I never thought about like why that's important. Now I understand that's important. I need to actually
Yeah.
like make that a part of my mission
Yeah.
too. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This was great. I
Well,
really appreciate you for having me.